Hello, I am Einavine, and this is a story I call the Hivebreaker Project. Now, this was somewhat requested. This is a story from one of the older chapters of the Sons of Solaire League of Guilds, and goes to the newest chapter of the Sons of Solaire League of Guilds, the Clash of Clans edition. Shout out to my co-leaders. But this was during a game called Final Fantasy 15: A New Empire. The genre game, I'm calling them Empire versus Empire, but they're happening on mobile phones mostly. It's a big map with this grid, and you are a city. You put yourself in a spot, people are assembled into guilds, there's events, and people come up with reasons to get mad at each other and buy armies and guns and shoot at each other with it. And just the scummiest kind of pay to win possible. And that's what I went looking for. I wanted to just blow a crap ton of money, what seemed like a crap ton to me, just try and, I've always scummed along in these games. I want to be a big fish for once, just to do it, and just to kick what I can, you know. And I show up and I'm spending $100 a week. These other people are, well, about half of people can only scrape together $100 a month, but we've got 200, 300, 600 a week. And just, oh, okay, these most of the people around here are some kind of aristocracy of money and just nothing else to do. I'm gonna light this on fire. And I found someone who was been playing on one of the other servers for 3 years, knew all the tricks that were coming, knew all the scummy ways of doing things. $100 a pack in these games. Knowing the future could help. So I changed my name from Einavine to Jokervine, had a Harley Chim, and just started screwing around. And did it for a year, did pretty good. Got to a stable, just kind of quiet. Our guild is in, we called it a hive, everyone grouped together, you buzz out, you come in. Just, we're around here, some other people are there, the good land is where all the rich people have assembled into one team to just punch down at people smaller than them who hang out for, at this point I didn't even know why we were bothering. I was busy with other things, just trying to keep things quiet. We were being run by, I had handed over leadership to someone, I'll explain some other day. I was just that Dr. Princess, we'll just call her. And Dr. Princess just said, can you just keep it quiet? Just, we're getting punched. Can you just keep us getting punched to a minimum? Which I did for months. I mean, we'd been playing for a year and a half. But server merge. One of the other servers failed. They fell apart. They lost everything and had to get dispersed to a million other servers like ours. So we get about 100 new people just scattered across the server, and that includes new jerks who are probably extra mad. How mad would you be if you got kicked out of your universe? So they decided to test out their $500 this week. Just someone, just whatever, and pick someone just talking in chat, making little doodle art, beautiful art using the doodles through the chat box. My blood rose, who never hits anyone, never insults, says pleasant things and draws pictures. And if you've played any of the Sons of Solaire Abdrugeron, you learn very quickly, don't pick my rose. So, a message had to be sent, and you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to do this. I don't even like this game anymore. I'm just keeping it quiet so this family of friends can hang out and chit chat, because they've already all spent $1,000 and they don't want to spend any more money, but they don't want to give up on their friends. The thing about me is that I run under a doctrine when I do things I call Black Knight philosophy. Because in the throne room, there's a king, you're visiting dignitaries and the wizards and the people with especially poofy hats and whatever. And there's a Black Knight who casually lounges. When the king makes a bad decision, everyone leaves, gets to, was that wise, my lord? And when it fails, the king screams, Black Knight, fix this! And the next day, there's a few just dots on the map that just aren't there anymore. There's some ash and a hole that's just not there anymore. Black Knight walks in and screams, Boss, I'm done! And the king goes, Your insolence! You, gaggle of busty wenches, take this man away! I don't want to see him in my sight for at least 3 weeks. There's an appropriate tool for every job. Use it. So I figured out all the automatic apps and tools that the people that send you that email from the Nigerian prince, or that you have won a PlayStation 4. Um, Something that would authenticate and automatically run, start up a new email address on some free server in Portugal. Another one that would automatically set up just any kind of like tap or slide. I could just set up a choreography. I set up a dance with delays and timing to just build an account, authenticate it, cancel out the tutorial. Now, the thing is, for about a year, we'd lived with, if you want to move around the map, you can buy a teleport. 3 of them would cost you $100. Yeah. But a year and a half in, you can expect people to have a few. But you only start with one. It's a funneling idea by the scummy devs. The idea is that during the tutorial, they force you to just jump in any guild with anyone and teleport over to their pile. So you absolutely can be with the pile of jerks, get stuck with them, start fights, so you occasionally end up with a jerk who starts fights, and now the guns are for sale. Funny how that works. So, you do start with one, and you can cancel out that tutorial. But the thing is, these rich people at this point, they have 40, 50 teleports, They're like, oh, I'll teleport over to where the good loot is for the next few minutes. I'm bored now, I'll teleport over here. Back to my spot in the hive. Big holes. We didn't have holes in our guild. I did not allow there to be holes. Dr. Princess mandated that if you wanted to move out of the hive, you must first project that you wanted to move in our outside-of-game line system and be absolutely sure that someone was ready to cover your spot. I had a dozen accounts. Okay, I had 50 accounts-ish about this, but I had a dozen that were just for moving them into spots. I did just enough with them to buy them the occasional teleport and just keep the security high. I never shut up about keeping security high because I exploited that later. Some rich crapper moves out of his spot next to his friend. It's like, oh, I keep my spot next to my friend Sheila because me and her can just trade up whatever and instantly score points. Whatever. Pop character in that spot. Could have hidden it, but that would ruin the message. Appropriate tool. So I renamed myself Joker Mine, so this Joker _2. Someone else moved. Joker 3, Joker 4. Only took about a minute to cycle the system. So an hour later, I had 60. Started filling in some of the extra sections. Rough estimate, our whole team of people had maybe like $5 grand invested in this game, and this was about $100,000 worth of enemy jerks. And over a few hours, and after filling up the first guild, halfway through the third, I'd pushed basically all of them off their land. Sent out a message. Just my family's happy to keep to themselves and the NPC monsters. I can in fact keep this up forever. So I'm going to stop now. See if everyone can play nice. And, I couldn't get any more of the fancy teleports let you go where you want, but I built my own guild, made myself guild master. I think Joker 37 or something. Just played with myself enough with the guild events to just earn them a little random teleport. Before I even went to this, I had an exit strategy. Smart idea. And a few days of grinding and quiet. It was very quiet. I just hit random, scattered them, and sent it out another message. Thank you for not waking me up again. There's still pieces of that radioactive debris, parts of my clone army that I distribute. They're still sitting around there on a server somewhere. Thank you for hearing my little tale. I've got a bajillion more. If you please ask questions, throw insults, especially funny ones. Hit me, please.